Welcome back to the Mouse and Men, where we explore the grown-up side of Disney. I am Bradley, one half of your co-casting crew, because Chris is still on vacation. And then he's still gonna be on vacation. And then he'll be back. Anyways, today on the Mouse and Men, let me first say you can find us online at themouseandmen.com or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the Mouse and Men. Today, hitting some highlights of some headlines of Disney news the last few weeks. So let's start with a big one. Star Wars Starcruiser is closing. So this is the hotel that Disney built that was a completely immersive experience. If I remember correctly, if you get picked up at the airport, you know what? I'm not sure. So I'm not even gonna go there. But you step foot in this hotel and you are in a galaxy far, far away. Everything looks like Star Wars space. Not that you're on planet Earth. It was very pricey, which was something that people talked about from the very beginning. And it's got to be pricey if you're going to basically have actors as all of the staff, because they're all going to be in character all the time. I guess it just wasn't filling up. I think I saw that it was like $5,000 for a family of four for 2 nights. For 2 nights, $2,500 a night, and that's before parks and all that. So it's closing. Chris and I need to do a reimagining episode on what we would do with that, because this isn't just a build out of a space like the NBA experience over at Disney Springs. This is an entire hotel custom built for Star Wars fans. So what now? We'll have to do that episode here coming up. Splash Mountain has now closed as of last week. Disney World closed Splash Mountain in January. Then Disneyland just closed last week. So Splash Mountain is now closed, and the transformation to Tiana's Bayou Adventure has started. So we'll kind of keep tabs on that. A little bit of background information. The theme music for the Mouse and Men was inspired by a little sign in the queue where you wait in line of Splash Mountain. It was written by my wife and I after we saw it was a cross-stitch sign that said, "You can't run from trouble, ain't no place that far." We use an instrumental as the theme music for the Mouse and Men. We ought to have her on the show to talk about that song at some point. But that's Splash Mountain news. This is one that I was really excited about. Starting in January 2024, I think second week of January, dining plans will be returning. This intrigues me because I have heard from several people that get the dining plan. It's one of the lower ones, but you get snacks with it, and they use snack credits, and they use snacks for meals sometimes. But if you like sit down dining and are going to be doing a lot of that, there are dining plans that help with that. But I've always been intrigued with the dining plans, never done it. But I need to crunch some numbers and see where it all works out. With two little boys who often can share a meal. My wife and I can often share a meal. I don't think it makes sense yet, but two boys, as they grow up, they're going to be eating a lot, and that dining plan may make sense. There's new ticketing. So, as I understand it, you'll be able to buy a ticket for a certain day, and you won't have to make a reservation for a park. That's what I understand. Annual pass holders still have to do that. There are some dates where annual pass holders don't have to make reservations. But new ticketing, I wonder if we'll ever get back to not having to make a reservation at all, or having a day specific ticket. And I say that because it really helps Disney control attendance in the park, numbers in each park. So if they're trying to even things out, they can cap attendance somewhere. I don't know. Just a thought. It feels to me like something, once you let that out of the bag, once you squeeze that toothpaste out of the tube, it's hard to get it back in. But speaking of putting toothpaste back in the tube, Genie Plus changes are coming soon. I don't know when. I don't even really understand what's going to be changed, but it seems like Disney has heard mostly complaints about the new Genie Plus system. We did not use it on our trip, mainly because we didn't want to be tied down to anything with little ones, not sure where they were going to be going. Are they going to melt down? Are mom and dad going to melt down? So we did not use it, but I'm kind of glad we didn't want or need to use it, because it can be confusing. And Amy came over to our house, walked me and my wife through it. It's like, okay, I think that makes sense. But it took a lot of brain power to figure out what's on Genie Plus, what's on Lightning Lane, what's not. If we really want to ride this, you can only do Genie Plus. There's no Lightning. There's only Lightning Lane. It was very confusing. Not Amy's fault. Amy did a fantastic job. It's just a confusing system. So I'm excited to see what Disney does with Genie Plus coming up. And kind of the last bit of news is that Bob Iger has said they will be scaling back some of the original Disney Plus content. They recently announced that Big Shot, which has 2 seasons on Disney Plus, is not being renewed for a 3rd season. There are a couple other things that have been canceled. I really liked Big Shot, starring John Stamos. I'm still hurt that Turner and Hooch did not get a 2nd season. Really loved season 1. If you haven't seen the Turner and Hooch series, it's a sequel to the original Turner and Hooch, following Turner's son. Go watch it. You'll enjoy it. So scaling back Disney Plus original content. If I were Iger, I would do this. I would not release movies that are shown in the theaters as quickly on Disney Plus. Sometimes it feels like about 6 weeks. And I would stretch that out maybe to 9 weeks. You can kind of look at the data and see where it's starting to drop off. But I will box office numbers. So, Little Mermaid is coming out soon. I'm guessing it'll be 6 or 8 weeks from when it's released in theaters until it's available on Disney Plus. And I don't know how much, once it goes on Disney Plus, that hurts box office numbers, but I would kind of let it sit. I don't think there's any harm in letting those numbers drop down till it's like, okay, it looks like people quit going to watch it 3 weeks ago, and then put it on Disney Plus. I mean, once the movie's made and sent to the theaters, I'm sure that it's loaded in the back end of Disney Plus, and they've got a date that it will just pop up on your profile. So just push that date way out, and then when you finally see those numbers, okay, they've really dropped off, then just go pop it up. I don't know that it really matters. I don't know that you have to do a whole lot of marketing for that, but just cut that marketing budget down for Disney Plus as well and just say now available. That's what I'd do. And I totally understand that Disney Plus is not self-sufficient yet. It will be interesting with this writer strike, what that does for things like Disney Plus, where they've got a huge back catalog of content. What do they add to keep subscribers subscribed? We'll see. We'll see what stuff from our childhood pops up on Disney Plus in the midst of this writer strike. So as we do every week, I want to bid you don't grow up too fast, but you gotta keep exploring.